trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways.
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha. And that's what they call it. They call it alpha, believe me. Okay? And not many people know this, but alpha means that I know big things, strong things, powerful things. So here's the alpha, folks. If you want to be hugely rich like me, you got to join and subscribe to the BLEEVESCRYPTO YouTube channel. You got to become a member because many people say, quite frankly, it's the strongest YouTube channel out there. It's fantastic. It's the best. So let me know what you think, folks. Funny Donald Duck.
I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast. Then again around bedtime. Bet this. It's not financial advice. But I'm always right. 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 Lady, and I got my shine. Money in my pocket and we're feeling fine. Radio's loud and we're playing Sublime. I think it's gonna be a good day, my oh my. I can't believe I made it this far, it's a miracle. Floating in the clouds now, used to be miserable. Never looking back since I changed my ways. I'm on that good life tip today. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Baby, we can have it all. We can make love by the waterfalls. I'm living that good life after all. Yeah. La da da da, good life, sitting by the fire. La da day, good life, feeling that breeze.
What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. My name is Bleeves. This is Breakfast with Bleeves, where, folks, have you ever been hacked? If you ever have, then you should get NordVPN. You know why? Because it's going to prevent you from being attacked. A couple months ago, I want to tell you guys a quick story before I get started, because a couple of months ago, I was contacted by a game, and it was a game that, you know, a normal crypto game called Demon Hunter. And I thought, Demon Hunter, that sounds kind of cool. It's kind of like the character in Diablo. Maybe I would check that out. So they sent me over a game promo, and I said, sure, I'll be interested in checking it out. And they were like, well, here's the link to the game. You just got to download the game, and then you can play and you can try it out if you like it. There's no crypto integrated in it, so then we'll see what happens, right? So I downloaded the game. As soon as I did, it didn't work right. And I said, hey, the game's not working. And as soon as I said the game's not working, I realized, holy shit, I think screwed myself. So then I went into my MetaMask wallet, and it had been absolutely drained. Had I been using NordVPN at that point, it would not have happened. So folks, when I tell you that signing up for NordVPN, which by the way will give you free 90 days, your first 3 months is free on NordVPN, and it helps me out on this channel tremendously. And the link is in the description below. That would have prevented me from any of that happening. It would have prevented the thing from opening. It would have prevented me from downloading. It would have prevented everything. It would have prevented everybody. I lost $2,000. So it wasn't a big loss, right? But I don't like anybody taking anything from me. So yeah, super annoying. But if you haven't already, by all means, go check it out. And with that being said, drink. Let's move on to the big news of the day. Here we are. This is the month is wrapped up now, and look at this. We're at up 39.6% on Bitcoin, up 0.3% on Bitcoin, up 23% on Bitcoin. Folks, there are still people out here, and you know them, and I know them, and we make fun of them. We point them out. We go, yeah, okay. And they're the guys that are out here saying, oh, we're not in a bull run. Bitch, please. Bitch, please. If you go look over here, this is the first time, 2022 was the first time that we did not have a 30% run on any sort, at any sort of point, right? And normally we have at least one or two, and now we've had one for almost 40%, and which is rare, by the way. in this environment anyway. And then we had another 23%. We've not had a red month so far. Now we are down 1.18% in this month of April, but guess what? We're having a conversation about it moving up to 35,000 Bitcoin or 54,000 Bitcoin. The reason we're having those discussions is because we are on the precipice of a nice little rally and a nice little run. And oh, thank you for the $100 bomb. CEO 100 in the house. Bard protocol is pumping hard, about to hit a breakout. Let's go look at that right now. I was asked by someone to go review Bard protocol and check it out. And folks, I'm a little nervous. I got to be honest with you. I did look at it. I am kind of, it's kind of exciting if it were what it says that it is, by the way. So trading volume, 147,000. Now, when I did this originally, the trading volume was like 158,000. So there's still a significant amount of volume happening. And it's really got kind of a nice sort of trend line that's developed towards this upside. Now, the bad part about that is that trend lines that are facing upwards do tend to break down, but you don't know how long that's going to be. So that could be a significant and long period of time before it breaks. And there has to be a profit taking. It's only 2,000 holders. So there has to be a profit taking at some point. Now, this right here was representative of a moment where a bunch of people took profit on that launch and it came down. But then the fact that it pumped back up is probably a testament to the ability of the group of people in charge of Bard doing a pretty good job of the marketing. Now, I did go through their entire Twitter looking for liquidity. I didn't see anything about a liquidity lock, so that gave me pause. And I did go over here to the Unicrypt, couldn't find anything for the liquidity being locked. That also gave me an enormous amount of concern. I put it through Token Sniffer. Token Sniffer gave me a 100 rating on this token, by the way. Now, that's important because you want to have the best rating possible for Token Sniffer, but Token Sniffer can be manipulated. And the reason that it can be manipulated is because, and I'm going to show it to you right here. This doesn't mean that this, by the way, is a bad thing. And the idea behind Bard protocol, if you haven't noticed it or you haven't figured it out and you haven't done any research on it yet, the idea behind Bard protocol is that they want to take, when Google Bard is released, they want to take the Bard Open API, which it will be an open API, the Bard protocol, and they want to integrate it into BardyBot, which is their Twitter, and that's going to be an AI generated Twitter account and an AI generated Telegram account, which you can ask it questions, it will answer, and it can do complex. For example, for those of you that don't know, when I created my bot, I put it in Pine Editor, and I had ChatGPT help me do the entire Pine edit. So having Bard available in Telegram or on Twitter in order to do something like that can only end in a good fashion. Of course, there's always the possibility that it takes over Twitter and wrecks everybody along the way, and we all die and become slaves to the alien or robot population. But that's conversation for another time, or maybe we won't have time. But anyway, so it says right here, buy and fee sell tax is less than 5%, and it's set at 4% in and 4% out. However, when you come over here to their website and you look at the tokenomics, it says that there's marketing 4% and buyback 4%. Well, that's 8%. So something is not adding up on this, and it's not being done right on Token Sniffer. Now, it could be that this is just an error on their website because this is just reading the contract, which that's what I was saying at first. But here, I'm going to come down here, and if you're in Bard, you're not going to like this. But we have to be honest, right? Here is something that gave me a tremendous amount of pause right here. At least 95% of liquidity burned locked for at least 15 days. Well, there's nothing locked that we could find. There's no liquidity lock that we could easily find. It says 100% of the tokens have been burned. So that's kind of weird, right? That's a little bit peculiar. So I'm nervous when I was looking at this, and then I went to Advantis because I thought, let's put it through two different ones just to make sure, because now we've got a couple of token sniffers that are available. Guys, if you haven't already, Advantis AI is a pretty decent one that allows you to put your crypto in here and then kind of go look at it. And lock liquidity they have as 0 as well. Circulating supply 1 billion. There's no unlock event because it's not locked. So again, gives you pause. You come over here and you look, and I don't see the dead wallet, but I do see that there are a few wallets that have a significant amount. Nothing gigantic. So, I wasn't seeing like just a huge wallet that had most of, so those were just the top 10 wallet. But here's where we come into a problem. Vibes, which was another token, but it had a hidden sales tax set to 99%. And this has 99.4% similarity in the contract. That means that the only difference in that contract is the wallet addresses. So then SAAS also same thing with a 93%. That means that the wallet addresses and one or two other pieces of data, this is name and wallet address, something like that. Like there's very minimal amounts over here. So that's a problem. Then you have AS Protocol, which was a rug pull with a huge similarity. Then you have Suzuki, which was a rug pull, less similarity, but still high correlation. So that made me nervous. Then you come over here and you look, transactions, buy and sell. There's a lot of activity. So it has to be said there's a lot of activity here. And then the overall score is 45, a medium risk level. Similarity with contracts, there's a high risk level there, and the unrenounced contract, which allows them to do a 99% check tax and basically turn it into a rug pull, is incredibly high. Code analysis showed low volatility, and lock liquidity was mid, but it was mid because there was a bunch of burn tokens, and again, it's not really locked. So that's a little bit weird. So if anybody is involved in Bard Protocol, and if there's any developer in there that wants to lock it up and then let me know, I'll post it on Twitter a little bit later on that Bard Protocol is now locked up and that it's good to go. So it's a little bit could be a big deal. It could be a very big deal. Like I really think that anything that's going to integrate Bard from Google is probably going to be a lot of fun. First, it's going to be a lot of fun, and second, it's going to be useful. Well, if all the liquidity is burned, okay. If it's already burned, then it can't be accessed. All right. This amount right here of $140,000 is not currently locked. Okay, if you guys say it's burned and no need to lock, that's fine. That's again gives me pause. I'll keep my eye on this and I'll watch this. I do want to see this grow because I think that the opportunity here is tremendous. Yeah, if there's no liquidity pool, okay. If it's burned, okay. But to me that seems a little bit odd. Okay, if it's burned, then it's burned. But again, like when you have a high correlation to a 99% lock or something that's multiple times been rug pulled, you have to be alarmed and you have to be looking at it and you have to be paying attention to it. So we'll see if that's we'll see how this plays out. I am hoping for the best on it. I do like the fact that this is out there. So we'll see what happens. And by the way, I'll be one of the first people using it. I'll be one of the first people using BardyBot. So now on to the show. Dow futures are up 107 and NASDAQ is down 88 now. So we've got greed driving the markets, which is a great sign. We've got a lot of positivity in trading for the moment. And hopefully this ends up in a positive. Are we in meme coin season? Not even close. We are still in the Bitcoin season. So we'll be checking that out as we go. Ethereum down 0.24%, 0.26 on the day. Now, for those of you that follow me, I did enter a trade at 1780. I want to say it was 1789. I entered at 1780. 776. And about 14 ETH. So I got in at 1769 during a dip. I'll show you guys. It was sometime down, like really down in this area. When it hit this purple line right here, I got in like right on this purple line, and I cashed out this afternoon at 1,810. So the final haul was $520 total. That I made off of it. So it was a good day so far, especially for that. God damn it. So we're looking at 1.171 trillion and a 39 billion in 24-hour volume. Those are the statistics right now. Arbitrum not doing very well, by the way, down 6%. And there's a lot going on with Arbitrum. The foundation responds to backlash over an allocation of 750 million ARB. Not only that, it was 50 million of it, I think, was converted to stable just in the last 24 hours. The proposal allocates 750 million ARB tokens that the foundation can use for grants. Upon the Dow's launch, analytics firm Nansen distributed over 1 billion tokens to participant in the Arbitrum ecosystem. Now, because it's a DAO, because now all of a sudden everybody has a say. Here's the thing that people don't understand about DAOs. You get a lot of greedy people who are just looking out for themselves and their wallet. So they don't end up to the best of their advantage, especially when they first start out. It takes a little while to weed out the people who are very difficult. So anyway, there was a community backlash on this, and now it's down 5%, but it's been down. If you look at Arbitrum down here, it's been down quite a bit from that nice little run up that it had in the beginning, dumped all the way down to $1.11. Now, most of the people are looking at around $1. If you can get in around $1, that seems to be like a good spot, maybe even $1.10, because it had a nice little run up to $1.45. Now, will it continue to do that? Well, if it continues to do what it's doing on the basically the pattern that's forming right now, then most likely there's going to be some gain to be had off of it. There's volatility when it starts off. Now, if it's down right here, it could test this $1.14 level, but that spike up goes back to $1.39. And I mean, this basically, that level is about what I'm doing for, and that's about a 19% swing right now. So in the event that it does swing like that, that is an opportunity, but I would at least be trying to accumulate. I wouldn't be trying to accumulate right here. I'd be waiting to see if this plays its way down back to $1.14 or into that level. And then I would be accumulating and taking a shot at it running back up to $1.39, $1.40. Again, because of, you guys know the drill. If you're at the bottom over here, it's a good accumulation time, but only go in a little bit, see which direction it's going to go. Just test it out. Don't ape into something and get yourself exposed, because it could still go down tremendously. This is like $1 billion market cap at this point. So let's see the market cap. Oh, they don't have the market cap over here. God damn it. Anyway, it does have a significant market cap on launch. So be very careful when you're trading. This is in the top 100 right now. So I would be real nervous about the potential for, remember ICP. Remember ICP was trading at about $660 when it launched, and it's now like $20. So those kind of things do happen, and this one seems to be playing into this little channel right here. If it continues, then that's going to be good, but let's also not dismiss this right here, because that is a possibility as well, and that means that it's not going to be as big a pump as this other one is. So if you get it down here, then it's 18.75, still significant, but very nervous about Arbitrum. Let's see what happens with it, and who knows. But let's get into news, because the big news of the day is basically Ethereum. Ethereum has just, there's a lot swirling around Ethereum. And when we check at the Ethereum price, it's at 1803 right now. By the way, I did put, and we're on the hour chart. Let's move to the day chart. I did put a notifier right here. There's a yellow line. This is for the Shagapella, whatever it's called, the goddamn upgrade. So that's happening in a couple days. Now, that means that there could be a nice little run beforehand. And the argument is now, well, when Shagapella comes out, or whatever, Jesus Christ, they've named it 3 times so far. But when it launches, Shapella, I think is what they're calling it now. So when Shapella launches, that means it's going to unlock a lot of the staking that was done in 2020. The staking that was done in 2020 was done around the end of 2020. That means that that's December. It was right in December, right here. So we're looking at these people all the way up to about 1,200, 1,300 right here. So everybody's in profit that's in that got into this lock, right? It's been locked for 3 years. It's not a huge return on 3 years, and there's a lot of bullish stuff going on with Ethereum, which we're about to get into. But when you're looking at this right now, obviously when Shapella launches, that means that these guys are going to have an unstake, right? So here's how much Shiba Inu, that's not what we're looking for. Here's why Ethereum's staking unlock event is bullish. So there are some people out here who are saying that this is going to be incredibly bullish. So the Shanghai upgrade will allow stakers to unlock their locked ETH, although some believe that unlocked staked ETH will lead to a massive sell-off. Others share a different point of view. Well, it's going to be it's going to be in the middle somewhere. We know that, right? Chris Berniski took to Twitter and shared why he believes Ethereum Shanghai update is bullish for the ETH ecosystem in the mid to long term. The upgrade will give investors more control over their funds. The increased control over investment will likely result in improved price performance. Right, but immediately, again, like these guys are, this is where you get this disconnect, right? Here's what's going to happen on that day. There's going to be a dump. There's going to be a dump on April 12th of Ethereum. So the question is, how high can we get until April 12th? Before that dump, and how much money can be made and how much money can traders make before that process. Berniski's viewpoint is probably based on the idea that investors' confidence is a significant factor in market success. Investors are more likely to have faith in the ecosystem when they have more control over their money. But that's maybe, but I still see a big sell-off that's going to happen. The question is, what's it going to sell down to? And most probably, when you see this kind of sell-off, you're at least looking at something in the 1,500 range. Like you're going to look at something along here. There's got to be the point of maximum resistance that you're going to be looking at. So we'll zoom out here, and then we'll pop up a support and resistance, and we're looking for the most major point of resistance. The most major point of resistance probably going to be right here at 1369. So 1369 is probably, we're probably looking at a significant move on Ethereum down, right? So we're going to pop this out. Right there at 1369 seems to be the spot where, worst case scenario, where it could pop out to. But there's also 1530, 1540 in this little range. Keep watching it. I'm not going to be trading it, by the way, when I get up to that day. I may go in again if we get another dip in the next little while. We get a nice little dip here, then I'm going to be a buyer. But for right now, or when we get closer here, I'm going to be waiting for opportunity. Now, if it comes down to it, by the way, the opportunity for me is going to be hitting this 200 SMA one more time. So what I'm looking for before I re-enter is going to be a dip down here into the 1780, 1790 range, depending on how it plays out. It for 1787, 1785, 1786, then I'll do a re-entry. And then, because look, if you guys just kind of pay attention to how it's been running on the 200 SMA, we hit it right here and we had a gigantic spike up to 1820, which is the top line. Then we had another one, and then it spiked up almost to the top line, not exactly, but it did spike up near the top line right here to 1812. Then we got another sell down, came down into this area again, and then we had a nice little spike and run. And then it kind of hugged the 50 SMA, and then it bounced all the way up to 1845. And now it's broken out of that trend here, which was this upward-facing trend, which we're going to go ahead and get rid of. But then it kind of ranged itself on the 1820 line, and now it's moving back down. Hit the 18, it hit here, bounced back up, but didn't find support, and then rejected all the way down again to the 1769 level, where it's been bouncing super hard. Well, guess what happened? I got in on that line and it bounced super hard. So what I'm looking at is, I'm looking at this right here. I'm going to enter for a small amount just to see what's worth it. It makes a few bucks, but if it comes down here, I'm a big buyer, because then I have confidence that it's going to bounce at that point. Now, I do have this full range. You can see here, every time you hit in this range, it's going from 1720 up to 1820, and it did it again over here, and it did it again over here, did it again. Well, it didn't do it all the way over here, but it got to 18. Then it came down, broke out here. This is when the Fed meeting with the FOMC minutes and everything, or the Fed meeting was done, and then it ran all the way back up there, and then it's been kind of consolidating in that range. So those are and why I'm a player in it. So by the way, there's also this right here, $4 billion worth of Ethereum not being added to the supply. That has to be considered. If you're investing in Ethereum and you have to, you want to know why you should be bullish, or why you could be so bullish about it, because it's become deflationary, and we really hadn't seen that before. Ethereum just continues to mint new Ethereum, and has for a long period of time. But now it's become a deflationary token, and we're down a significant amount. And not only are we down, but 4 billion worth of ETH not being added to the supply. Again, it's a little bit misleading when they say it that way, but that means that 4 billion additional Ethereum should have minted by now, which would have diluted the supply and suppressed the price action. So what you're witnessing right now is just a significant reduction in the amount of Ethereum that's only going to end to the positive for all investors. Now, analyst who called the 2023 crypto breakout predicts a big Ethereum rally, updates outlook on Litecoin and XRP. Now, this is Don Alt, tells his 50,000 YouTube subscribers that Ethereum looks bullish on the weekly chart, and he is looking for let's see, it's walking up slowly. 1760 has been holding. It's also being held at 1680, like the top of the consolidation. It's walking up slowly. I kind of like that because it's when it goes sideways. He says, according to Don Alt, Ethereum could pop to as high as 2,500. So imagine popping up to 2,500 crypto in the house. What's going on, man? 2,500 in the in Ethereum. That's a pretty significant and pretty big run. So at the time of writing, ETH is trading at 1774. So he was doing this right when I was buying in and becoming a buyer on Ethereum. The move toward the analyst target suggests an upside potential of 40.9% for Ethereum. So he also says that looking at peer-to-peer payments network Litecoin, the strategist says LTC looks bullish and can be setting up to take out a key psychological resistance at 100. As for XRP, he said he's still bullish on the 6th largest crypto, but he's looking for a dip in the short term. Looks like I sold the Pico top, looking for rebuys around 47 cents. At the time of writing, XRP is trading at 56 cents. Now, has XRP started to retrace any? I don't know the answer to that because I haven't looked at it this morning, and maybe there's a reason. Maybe did I remove it? No, because it was in my top 3. So it's down about 1% for the day, down to 51 cents. Looks like he got in at the top up here at that 56 cents level, and it's now meeting the SMA resistance and support lines. So it's bouncing, it looks like, off the 200, and that's tightening up the channel right there. So very important here. When you're tightening up the channel like this, then that's going to switch bearish. So what you're watching here, by the way, is you're watching this move upwards, and you're watching this, which has been moving in a downward fashion. Now it has reversed course a little bit, but that's usually not going to be sustained. So you're probably looking at a little bit of a sell-off. So he may be right in that, becoming a buyer down here in this 47 level, which is about right here, is probably where, right there is probably where it's going to be. 0.4715 is probably the bounce zone. Now, if it does that and we get into a bounce on that level, then you could be looking at another run back up here, which is about 24% run. So certainly would be nothing wrong with a 24% run and increasing the value of your holdings if you are XRP. So we'll see. And by the way, XRP was one of my top 3 altcoins for the month of April. RLC was another one because on April 28th, they have the EVM coming out, the Ethereum virtual machine. And it seems like they're going to get on something of a run. Low market cap, by the way. And the same with Zaliqua. They've got a big upgrade coming on April 25th. And I think that each one of these in their own term is going to have a significant sort of run and a significant sort of bounce, with Zaliqua probably running to almost 9 cents. The reason for some of these, and I get into the top 3 altcoins of 2023 for April. So if you haven't and you're looking for a couple of top 100, top 200 altcoins to go check out my reviews on XRP, RLC, and Zaliqua. There is a video on that, and I do want to point out it's very significant here. When you look at this one, it's still got some room to grow, still hasn't recovered from that November FTX collapse. But RLC, when you look at RLC has almost completely recovered from the entire collapse of Terra Luna. Like, it's up here, and it's tested the Terra Luna collapses. Well, that's not actually right. It's actually May right here. They've tested of the Terra Luna collapse, so that is super bullish. The iExec protocol, and that is a move of 200%. So they've done a fantastic job of maintaining themselves during this climate and this environment. And you can see right here, XRP has not done the same. XRP is still sitting here at the low end of that pole. So significant gains coming in crypto, guys. Make sure that you are invested wisely and you are in place. So also, SHIB, real quick. How much SHIB was burned in March of 2023? Now, it's a very simple mathematic here, right? I was wondering how much, based on the circulating supply, how long would it take for SHIB to burn without Shibarium, by the way. Don't forget that Shibarium is out there, and we don't really know because it's in testnet, and the burn is 70% of the fees. 70% of the fees in each transaction, and there are a lot of transactions are going to be burned, and they're all on testnet right now, so they're a penny for a transaction. But if it was a penny for a transaction, 70% was burned, it's going to take 1,707 years to burn the supply. So in order to get to a penny, probably going to take 1,000 years to get to a penny on SHIB. Now, if you move it over and start looking at the math on it, so what you're looking at is there are and this is a very, very simple SHIB math right now. Okay, so 589,473 trillion. So that's million, billion, trillion. And you're going to divide that by 100,497,000,000 tokens that have been burned so far this year. That means it's 5,865 months, because this is how much has been burned in a month. So you divide that by 12. 488 years in order to burn enough, in order to burn all the SHIB at the current price with the current amount of burn happening every single month. So, that's not sustainable. That's not achievable, but that is the number right now. Now, here's the thing. If we get a million in volume every day, and there's $1 million burn per day, these numbers go up tremendously, and you're starting to look at far fewer periods of time. But the numbers themselves for SHIB right now are not looking great when it comes down to burn, because there's just absolutely too much supply. So, but back to Ethereum. The Ethereum MEV bots lose over 25 million in sophisticated attack. Now, this is look, I don't like this as great news, but I just kind of like this as great news. These are the bots. These are your front run bots that are happening. So these are the group of MEV bots lost over 25 million in a sophisticated attack on the Ethereum. Like, I don't want you to get attacked. I don't want you to lose money, right? I think it's a sophisticated exploit led to a loss of over 25 million for a group of blockchain bots working to generate revenue through a process called maximal extractable value. MEV bots operate like blockchain-based high-frequency traders. They focus on using speed and the technicalities of how blockchains work to capture arbitrage opportunities. So to give you an example of what that looks like, you need to go no further than Bone. So these are called front-run bots. And what you see here is when you look at Bone and you look at the total ETH transactions here, then what you're looking at is this right here. So you're looking at this one that came in for right here at 109. It bought at 109,369 at the same time. It bought in between a sell or a buy, and then it exited for 109.583. So what it made was almost 1.2 Ethereum on that transaction. This one over here didn't make anything, but as you go down this list, you'll find when there's a lot of trading volume and there's a lot of people buying on Bone, that's when you see these kind of things, and that causes these big wicks to come down. And this is only 3 days worth of transactions, but look, everything that Bone has ever done for price action up at the top, see these gigantic wicks up here. A lot of this is those bots, right? That's so what they're doing, by the way, is they're scalping your Ethereum. So when you're out here trading, what they're doing is they're taking your like when they're, part of the reason why you pay a higher price, or why that's why you don't buy. That's why, and anybody on Uniswap will tell you, like, don't ever just buy a giant amount in one, because then you're just going to get front run and the price is going to rocket up, and you're going to get wrecked because you're buying in at a much higher price than what you're supposed to be buying in. So that thing right there, that's what all these big wicks are that you see all over the place on Bone. Bone has never been at what is it, $2.47 or something like that. It actually settled down here, and it was closer to like $2. But this gigantic big bots came in with like 200. They were using 200 and 300 ETH at one point to scalp these things, because there were big buyers coming in and they were running it up, and they were just grabbing it. So, I don't want anybody to lose, but if anybody's going to lose, fuck those guys, because they're the ones that are scalping you every single time. So, real quick, we're going to answer a question here. So, is it probable still that when the actual Shibarium launches, that could drastically increase the price of SHIB? Oh, absolutely. Listen, when we know that there's a release on Shibarium, the price is going to start moving, and it's going to be moving in a positive direction until such time as there's a launch. When there's a launch, there's going to be a dump, probably a few hours before, because you're going to buy the rumor, you're going to sell the news. That's the way crypto works. That's the way the things are done out here. And then you find out what the real value is, and then you bounce off the real value, and you have another catalyst, and then that gives you a little bit more price action and a little bit more price pump. So yeah, it's going to run. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get itself. It's got to move in the right direction. It's going to take a little bit. But so anyway, these MEV bots were just lost 25 million. Love that. But also hate it because I don't want to see anybody get wrecked. Now, Ethereum, 200 days after the merge, 4 billion in Ether not added to the supply. Another article, it's going around right now because it was just announced, but guys, that's a lot. Coinbase reveals why Bitcoin is thriving amid the banking stress. Now, this is important, right? And it says part of the reason is that the stress in the banking system reinforced Bitcoin's store of value properties. That is, because Bitcoin largely exists outside of the traditional financial system, it offers a hedge against current conditions. Now, that narrative is a narrative that we've been looking for a very, very, very long time. And there it is. So, this is the best thing that I can, like, guys, I'm telling you right now, we are in the start of this bull run, okay? Bitcoin's correlation to U.S. stock returns has fallen from a peak of 70% to 25% as of March 30, which means that we have decoupled from the stock market, and Bitcoin is now literally doing its own thing. Now, we're going to start running through here. Glenn Allen, I have done a BARD review, and it will be out a little bit later on today. As soon as it's ready to launch, I'll set up a scheduled notice inside BARD Protocol's Telegram so that you guys know that the video is out. So now, Dogecoin whales bought 1.47 billion in Doge in Q1 of 2023. Now, look, I don't have any faith in you will never find me. I don't cover Doge. I don't look at Doge over here. I don't believe that Doge is going to do anything. Maybe it'll get a little run off of Bitcoin at some point, perhaps. But I'm not really a big fan of it. So I don't see any value to it. I mean, no value at all, by the way, no value at all. However, because of, just like Bitcoin, like, it really doesn't have value other than what people think of it. So Doge is the same way. And I mean, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it becomes a currency because people want it to be a currency. So maybe it does operate that way. We'll see. But I'm just not sure. I'm not convinced. I'll never be convinced of Doge. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any value. It was created as a joke. It's still a joke. So SHIB is at least trying to create functions and uses and reasons for it to exist so that it generates income and represents value to its holders. So there is a difference in my mind between Doge and SHIB. And oh shit, I do have Doge up here. Well, fuck me then. So I'm just not a fan of Doge. And oh yeah, we were covering it because it had a nice little run a few months ago. That's what it was, because it came up here right here to like 11, 12 cents or 14 cents because Elon bought Twitter, and that caused it to start to spike and pump. And then this one was, I think it's the same stupid thing. Like somebody saw Elon was doing something, and they thought, well, it must mean the Doge is going to be money. So, we'll see what happens, but just, I don't like it, but it's there for you. Panic of 2023. James Corbett explains how bank crisis could lead to CBDC nightmare of total monetary control. We're not going to read this article, but guys, I want you to be aware of what's going on in the world, and the governments of the world are out to get you. They are out to take what's yours. They are out to make sure that they get some of what's yours. That's what they're doing. That's the way that this is working right now. Elizabeth Warren, that dirtbag filth mongrel, came out and said, like, guys, and you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Liz Warren came out and said, Bitcoin has no value. It only has value because people say it has value. It's not backed by anything. Bitch, you just described the US dollar. The US dollar is not backed by anything. And not only is it not, but unlike Bitcoin, you just keep printing as much as you want to pay as much as you want to pay and drive up inflations. That's how ignorant the people are. Look, if you're from Massachusetts, if that's where she's from, right? If you're from Massachusetts, by the way, and you voted for Liz Warren, shame on yourself. Go look in a mirror. Go look in a mirror and do this. Do it real hard, though. I'm not going to do it real hard because I'm too pretty. But just slap yourself in the fucking face, because that is ridiculous. This is the biggest idiot you've ever seen. Hiya bunga. She's not even, like, she lied to you. She deceived you. Look, guys, come on. And now she's got the anti-crypto army so that she can steals a little bit more of your money. Nom, 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 nom. She wants to get in that pocket and get some of that cheddar. You know what I mean? Like, she wants your money. She wants all of your money. And remember, there's her campaign right there, building an anti-crypto army. Sig Heil. Sig Warren, whatever you call it. Anyway, so be aware that these people are out to get your money. So DeFi wallet, stay away from centralized exchanges. Only put in what you can afford to lose. That's what you got to do, right? Don't let people look. The government knows what's best for you, is what they think, and that's not healthy and that's not good. The government should help you to create a road or a bridge, or they should help you by providing you access to things or places, but they should not be in charge of your money. They shouldn't, like, this is getting out of control. It's out of control. So Bitcoin is within the $30,000 range. I do want to point this out because, guys, I've told you we are going to have a run, and that run is coming, and I don't know when it's going to come, but it's going to come. Now we are on a little bit of a pump right now because the market just opened and Dow Jones up 240 points. So we got a big green candle here that's just now starting off of this downward pressure. Now, we will probably have a little bit of retracement on all of crypto for a little while. I don't know that we're going to see a lot of money coming in at the beginning because the easy money is in the Dow, right? So if that's the case, then they're going to make their money off of the Dow before they come over to Bitcoin. But later on today and tonight and through the next 24 hours, provided there's no crazy events or anything like that, then we should start seeing a pump, because the real move here is Bitcoin to 30,000 to end up being used as support. And it is just that far away right now. Okay. Now, full disclosure, I do have a short setup that when we hit this 29,164 line right here, when we hit that, I do have a big short that I'm running with like 50x leverage that I think it's going to come back down to this level. So I think it's a big one. So YOLO, baby. So we'll see what happens there. But I do think that eventually we do get up into this 30,000 range. We're going to pop 30,000. Everybody who said, well, we're never going to do 30,000 is going to be like, huh, so we did. But that's not the goal, right? That's not the goal. The goal is 39,859. And there is a reason for that, which we will go over here and look at. That is the collapse of Terra Luna. And then I think Bitcoin is probably going to settle right here at 54,000. Now, there is a lot up there. Now, when you go look at the parabolic cycle that we're on, we're in wave 1, wave 2, we're in wave 3 right now. After wave 3, there's a big move to wave 4, right? That big move to wave 4, 39,000. After wave 4, that's when we go on a massive run, and that takes us to 54,000 because of where we started on this part right here. So the parabolic run, the way it's set up is it's going to run up and it's going to do 50. It's going to do 100% from the third wave. Third wave is in the 27,000 range. So we're headed up to the 56,000 range if it plays out the way that it plays. And here's the thing: the money exists. Otherwise, we would never have gone to 69,000 Bitcoin to begin with. So that's the important part here, right? So guys, all you have to do is just, at this point, just hodl. If you want to do trading, do some trading, but all you really have to do is just hodl, because people coming into the market, they're gonna do the rest for you. They're gonna create the value for you. I like to trade, so you're gonna be seeing, I'll be doing some trading. Now, let me go through the last couple things here. Arbitrum Foundation, we did talk about that. Volt, this is the secret little news that we got right here. There's a lot of news, by the way. We're going to cover all of it. We're just going to cover this right here. The utility is vaulted when even exchanges can use it. More info to come. So, yeah, that's going to be, yeah, this is, the utility is vaulted when even exchanges can use it. I don't know what this means, but I do know that means that something is going on right now. Okay. So, guys, be very careful. And as I speak, Bitcoin is starting a little bit of a pump, 4.4 billion. Okay. So the market is running. Now it's not running up. I just cashed out at this level. So it may not, I don't know how high it goes, but hey, listen, I got to go because, I got work shit to do, but, this could run, significantly, and I could be completely wrong because the Dow is pumping and crypto's pumping, and they're both happening at the same time. So what the hell do I know? You know what I mean? So guys, be very, very careful in your tradings today, because look, we're going to take profit at some point. I do think that, we only run so far before you have to get back out, right? So let me go back to the hours real quick on Bitcoin. Tell you guys, when you hit 28,551, you're probably going to bounce backwards and retest, right? So if you are in on Bitcoin and you're in profit, 28,550 is about your profit level. So take it and then let it dip back down. It's going to come back down to the 200 SMA. Look at this. It always does. And then let it run up from there. On Ethereum goes up to about 1820, 1825. Now it does wick up here, and it does have these moments where it trades pretty high, but it does, again, always come down to the 200 SMA. So, give it an opportunity, follow the signals, and just do what it tells you to do. So, if you get on a good run, then awesome. We're on a good run. And there's a lot of profit to be made. But remember, by the way, don't get into degen plays and don't get into shitcoin plays unless you understand that you could be holding on to it for a long period of time. Right now, it's all about Bitcoin. It's all about Ethereum. It's all about all of these tokens right up here at the top. Some of them will start to pump down here. You can see it, like you're seeing a few of them. Smaller caps will probably show a little bit higher return for a little while as it's, as we're going through this cycle. But listen, we have to get through Bitcoin season so that we can get, we got to get through Bitcoin season so that we can get to Ethereum season, so that we can get to altcoin season, so that we can get to meme coin season, so that we can get some value out of all of this. So all you have to do is just have a little patience, because it's coming. Now, this is not financial advice. My name's Bleeves. I am always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming in today. I know you have plenty of things that you could do in your life other than spend time listening to me rant on about cryptocurrency for the period of time. You could be listening to that other guy. You know what that other guy did? He told you to buy FTX. You want proof?
So number one is Sandbox. Number two and number three, some coins I've been talking about a lot and speaking very favorably of, you gotta go with FTT.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? That thing that he said that he never did, that's him doing it, by the way. And fuck Jake Gagan, too.
What's up, everybody? Just your friendly reminder that Believes is always wrong and loves to copy my thumbnails. Happy Friday.
God damn it. By the way, I did copy his thumbnail. I didn't know that I did, but I actually did copy his thumbnail. It looked like, Jesus Christ, it looked exactly right. So what did he do? 2 days later, he copied one of mine when I put insane for a SHIB video, and he put insane for a Volt video. So he got me back on that one. But his husband is also Rodney. So there we go. And Richie's Plain Talk gifted 10 more memberships. Thank you so much, Richie. I appreciate you, man, every step of the way. Also, Luna Classic. Richie, I'm going to have a listing. As soon as Richie gives me the link to it, once it's launched, I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to post a link on Twitter, but there is a Luna Classic NFT collection that's going to go back to most of the money is going to go, we've got to pay the developers first, but then after that, and it's on my Twitter already, but they're going to pay the developers that created these NFTs, and they are musical and visual NFTs. And the rest of the money is going to go to, half of it's going to go to Burns, and then the other half is going to go to the Lunk Development Fund to help those guys continue to do what they've been doing. Let's all unite with Luna Classic. I know I didn't cover it today. I don't always have the time. There's a lot of shit going on in the world. So again, it's not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will talk to you again very, very soon.
Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way.